Today we watched Loki, Lord of the Rings gets animated, and Rob Zombie directs the Munsters for some reason. Good evening and or morning. You are listening to the Zilla Boys podcast. I'm Jacob, and that is Ernesto.
What's up, everybody?
Wow, I already screwed up. Before we get started the show, we just wanted to thank our 91 subscribers.
What's up?
Thank
91.
Thank you all very, very much. Again, we appreciate any and all people who are interested in watching and or have watched our show and continuously do that. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and click the subscription down below to listen to our content every week. It's just us talking about movies and ranting to each other. And
Just two nerds talking nerd shop.
also check us out on other platforms such as Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. We're all over the place on the podcast area, so check us out there. Anyway, first topic of the day. Loki has dropped on Netflix Plus. If you have Netflix Plus, check it out.
On
Netflix.
Disney
Wait
Plus.
a second. That's not right.
No, it's not right.
Hold on.
Loki is not on Netflix Plus. I didn't even know
my
Netflix
gosh, this is such an off
had
day.
a plus.
Okay, Disney Plus. It's on Disney Plus. The series Loki has dropped on Disney Plus. The first episode is out. Stars. Dagnabbit. It's already terrible. So this is a interesting topic because I have not been interested in any of the Disney Plus series so far. I liked WandaVision, all right.
Yep.
But it didn't stick the landing for me at all. And for a lot of people, I don't think it stick the landing at all. It just didn't stick to its premise. Falcon and Winter Soldier, I think, was better, but it was just kind of substandard at the end of the day and just didn't really have anything new going for it. WandaVision at least had something new. It just didn't stick to it. Loki seems to be on the right track so far. First episode out, I really, really dug it.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, first off, the cinematography in this is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, it's, oh my God, it's so beautiful, man. I like how, like, the whole, like, time variant, like, the building is all, like, analog and looks like it's between, like, the 50s and the 70s or 80s, like, you know, the design is really cool, so yeah.
It doesn't feel like any of the other TV series. So it doesn't really even feel super Marvel right now. It kind of feels experimental. It feels like something that... It feels like new territory for Marvel. Like,
right.
A bunch of these things are just introduced to you at the very beginning when Loki is... And we are going to be going into spoilers for the first episode of Loki. If you have not watched the first episode of Loki, go watch that, come back and finish this. Anyway, once he's captured by the Time Cops, they take him to this facility... And you don't know, like, what's outside. You just see, like, the interior of this facility, right. And he's introduced to these, like, new layers and how this facility works. And how, like, when they capture somebody, they have to take them through a process, and they have to sign a document that says, like, what every word they've ever said, mm-hmm. And they get to, like, show, like, how they screwed up their life and, like, how they screwed it. It's really interesting and very experimental. And then they have one wide shot, like, the whole world. It looks like something from a sci-fi novel.
It's like, I don't know, like, they have different, like, they had a multiverse war between multiverses where they had three super beings that aligned everything correctly, and they oversee time and time variance, and it was pretty intense, you know. I was like, okay, you know,
yeah,
there's a more higher power than the higher power I thought after the higher power was there, so I could accept that. That's kind of cool.
It kind of did a Jurassic Park Mr. DNA Man, dumb it down for the kids example of how this place works.
Yeah.
And it did. Because we're dumb. We need to dumb things down. We're not smart people at all.
I think it's something very different. And is the story kind of crazy, you know, and kind of out there? Of course it is. And they make you they want you to buy in even more into what they're trying to offer you. Mm-hmm. But sometimes you just got to just sit back and enjoy the show, man.
Yeah.
And like you said, the cinematography is amazing, man. It's really beautifully shot, man. And the comedy between Owen Wilson and Loki are really good.
Oh, hilarious. Did you actually think Owen Wilson would be good in this? I didn't think he'd be good at all. I thought he was, like, horribly miscast when I saw the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the show was the one I had the most confidence in. But even then, like, Owen Wilson is like, I don't know if he's going to pull this off. But he did.
Talkie.
He was really good in his role, and he had composure and control, and he wasn't like, wow, Owen Wilson. I mean, he had his, like, Owen Wilson isms, but he was still, like, adult and control, and he was
Right.
he clearly like he didn't he was a fanboy of Loki. It was fun to see him like I'm a fan, like yeah. But he had this respect for him and this want and kind of need to like I want to understand you, and had a little therapy session.
Yeah, that was
with Tom
that was
Hiddleston.
crazy, man. Like why do you hurt people?
Yeah.
Why do you like to hurt people? You know what's your shtick? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, it's a means to an end to rule. And he's like, you're not meant to rule. You always fail. You always lose.
Yeah.
You're just basically a MacGuffin to make people ascend to the higher level they're supposed to go to.
Yeah.
That's all your purpose is, or do you want to be more? So that was some bones for him, dude. Like to hear, like it's the truth, man. You know.
Yeah. The series is really starting on an interesting note, and where it's kind of playing with the fact that is your life 100% dictated from the very beginning of your birth, or do you have control over what's going to be happening in your life? Loki clearly obviously thinks he has control because he has just the biggest ego on planet Earth. He thinks the world of himself, and as soon as he gets down there, he just thinks everyone is below him. Mm-hmm. And as soon as he starts to figure out that he is just a very small part of his own story, and he's not even even the hero. Like he's just a villain for the Avengers to defeat and for them to get better.
That's it.
That's all he is.
That's all he is, yeah.
But for him to come to the realization of that in a very small amount of time, for him to realize like, no, you're not as important as you think you are. You're not that great, powerful God that you want to be. Those dreams and aspirations and goals that you want, they're all meant to fail because you were meant to fail. This is not something that you're meant to be.
Yeah.
And for him to die that way, he saw his death.
Yeah.
Like he saw where he ended up, and the fact that all of it led to a pretty unsatisfying death.
Everything after the Avengers, the Avengers movie, he saw everything happen after that, and it was just the death. He caused the death of his mother.
Yeah.
And then he earns his love back from his father,
mm-hmm.
and then regains respect with his brother, just to see it all burn down and to him die. And
and he
just the expression on his face, right?
Man, Tom Hiddleston is the man. He sells Loki with this overachieving personality that he wants. Like clearly he has an ego. Clearly he's overcompensating. And we know that, but he plays it with such glee. But to have that immediately like destroyed when he realizes what's going to happen.
In one scene, just all that ego is just crushed, and you can see in his eyes, just in his face, just in his breathing, just it was. And his crying was good too, man. I was like, wow, dude, he's really trying to bring his A game, man.
Yeah, it's devastating. I will give like Disney Plus or Marvel the benefit of the doubt when it comes to like, there's always like that one scene in these Disney Plus series where the actors are able to just really emote and go for it. There was one scene with Sebastian Stan in Falcon and Winter Soldier. There was that one scene with Elizabeth Olsen in WandaVision, and then Loki gets his scene in like the very first episode. Maybe there's more. I don't know. But yeah, so like Loki's character is explored way more, obviously, because I had to sit him down and go through like a psychiatrist says, but his character was explored more. This world was just introduced, and it's super interesting and really out there for Marvel. And I was saying before, like, there's a shot in this that shows the whole world, and it's only one shot.
Yeah.
But there's so much detail, and like it looks like a freaking sci-fi novel. What's out there in this little world? It's insane, and it's really creative. It makes me really excited about what they're going to be doing for this.
And he even said, he's like, I thought there's no magic here. And he's like, there's not any magic. This is science. This isn't magic, you know. So I can't wait to see what goes on there too, man.
And I will add one small part. We were talking about the cinematography of the show earlier. I really like the fact that they're kind of holding on these wide shots. I feel like especially in Falcon and Winter Soldier, the editing was really, really choppy, and a lot of the scenes they just cut, and didn't hold on certain shots longer than I feel like they should have. And there's power to that. There's power in holding on these wides or these close-up shots. And this show is doing that. Like, it's really taking its time and really taking its time with its shots and just letting the characters breathe in this environment and be there and emote. And when you do that, it makes it feel more real and more personable. WandaVision had the Cuddy problem, and so did Falcon and Winter Soldier. But this show seems to be more purposeful.
So what you mean by holding the shot? Like, do you hold the shot and they walk within it and interact within that same shot? Or
so, say for instance the scene.
Sorry,
where...
guys, this is filmmaker stuff.
Filmmaker stuff. If anyone wants to know, I'm not a professional, so go learn from someone else. But I know just about enough.
Right.
So what I mean by that is, say there's an emotional scene going on.
Mm-hmm.
The scene where Loki is realizing that his life is essentially leading up to a pretty anticlimactic death. There's a push-in shot of a semi-wide that happens, and it just kind of lets that shot breathe, and that shot lasts for around 10 seconds.
Okay.
But those 10 seconds can feel like a long time if
Right.
it's a movie. And it just lets that character like be in the moment and breathe and just emote. And we get to see everything on a medium wide and just see it. Like
Just let it develop, right?
Yeah, just let it develop.
Okay.
If that was directed by the other guys in the other series, or if that was something that was handled in the other series, it would have been like a close up, a mid, a wide, and like other shots combined to maybe make it feel faster. But this took its time.
I see what you're saying.
It wasn't like cut.
So even from like a director's standpoint, this seems more intimate, like the way it's filmed.
It does.
Okay.
It really makes me think that the creators are fine with getting weird, getting experimental,
Right.
but they have a purpose,
Right.
and they know what they're doing, and they know the story that they're trying to tell. So that makes me really confident.
That's cool. Yeah, I didn't like when he escaped and he went to that Jordan and found all those Infinity Stones, and I thought that kind of sucked. But when you explained to me that when the stones are outside of their own universe, out of their own timeline, they're useless. They're nothing. So there's a multiverse. So there's infinite Infinity Stones. So of course there would be some lying around. So but.
And they did say multiple times, like, this is the biggest power in the universe. It's time. It's like, this is the timeline.
Right.
It makes sense that this place essentially holds the most power.
And then I guess Loki goes to his spiel where he sees his death, and then he comes down a peg or two, and then Owen Wilson comes in and explains to him that he's defeated. He's like, all right, man, what do you want from me? I'm here. What do you need? And he's like, I need your help. And he's like, what do you need my help for? To track somebody down. And he's like, well, who are we tracking down? He's like, we're tracking you down. And he was like, what? So, and they show a scene where some time cops get torched in some field.
That was intimidating.
By some cloaked figure.
Yeah.
So, that twist was dope. I'm not going to lie. I was like, that's pretty dope. So I'm looking forward to episode 2. Like you said, this is different, but it's really good, and it's more like in a personal level, so.
Yeah. Maybe it says something that a cloaked figure, who's most likely Tom Hiddleston, is a better villain in the 5 seconds it was on screen than anything that redhead chick was in fucking Winter Soldier.
Okay, he's been Loki like 6 or 7 times now. He has his own show. Do you think he's probably one of the best, like I would say, comic book movie villain of all time?
It's hard for me to call him a villain because I've never seen him as intimidating.
Really?
I've never seen him as intimidating. I think he's a great character, and I think he's a fun character, and he's very mischievous, and he's very violent, but he's not really much of a villain. You see Thanos, like, yeah, he's a villain.
Okay, I got what you're saying.
But Loki is more of an anti-hero, because he's always blurring that
Are you more
line.
scared of Joker, or are you more scared of Loki?
Oh, I'm more scared of Joker.
Oh my god. Okay, all right.
I mean,
even though he has no magic powers and he's not a god, and okay, he's like, how to shake. He's like, shake or whatever, and Loki will stab you with like some magical blade. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, he'll stab you with a magical blade. But if you remember that scene in The Dark Knight where he's saying, "Look at me," like,
Look
oh
at
my
me.
gosh,
you're not Batman. Why are you dressed like him? He's like, oh yeah, that's all bad.
That will get me scared more than anything.
You're right. I give it to him.
Yeah,
I love Loki though.
it's going great. I hope it continues like this. Please don't screw this up, Marvel. You can't screw this up.
Okay, next topic.
Next topic. So, there is an animated Lord of the Rings series being created. Now, I don't know too much about this, but you know a little bit more about this than I do. This is going to be like an animated version of the War of Rohirrim.
It's an animated prequel to Lord of the Rings, like the trilogy.
Right.
It happens 250 years before the Fellowship of the Ring. And it's about the War of the Rohirrim. It's called the War of the Rohirrim. That's what it's called. It's about that place Helm's Deep and the Two Towers. Well, it's named after him.
Oh,
he's the guy that
dang.
founded Helm's Deep and made Helm's Deep, and I went on a little research today online to listen about it, and it sounds pretty cool, man. Like he goes up a war. He has a war against those evil men that Saruman. He gets them the I guess the hill people.
Yeah.
The crazy looking hill people who
Yeah.
he wars with them. So
okay.
And some orcs. So I don't know. It sounds really cool, man. And the Riders of Rohan were one of the best parts of Lord of the Rings trilogy, man. That King Theoden was probably my second number 2 favorite character to Aragorn. And I'm sorry, man. That dude was bad. And to see his story of his lineage of that kingdom and those warriors, I can't wait to see it. I think it's gonna be cool, man.
He probably has not the best, but he probably has one of the best arcs in all of the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And he's not even in the first film. Like he's not introduced as a main character. He's kind of like a side character, but he still has a very interesting arc to go from a king who's like weary and decrepit and possessed, and like go from that to a king who's just trying to protect his people, who's very boxed in. And is just trying to protect his people, and that's it. He doesn't want anything to do with the war. He doesn't want to help his friends. He doesn't want to do anything. And by the end, he's fighting for people who hate him.
Yeah.
And he's doing it because he knows it's the right thing to do. That's a great king. That's an honorable person. That's an honorable man. And he's doing the right thing. It's a great scene. And that charge of those horses, and oh, baby, the horse people, my goodness, they are that's such a great moment.
We watched that yesterday at my house, yeah.
Man, I want to just like grab like anything and just go into battle as soon as that happens.
I'm trying to look her name up right now. Philippa Boyens. She helped write the screenplays for all 6 of the Lord of the Rings movies and the Hobbits, and she's an executive producer on this. So she's gonna help with the story, and they're gonna use all the art and all the Tolkien lore and everything they have, all the stuff they even use from Lord of the Rings that because they don't use everything. So it's gonna be pretty awesome, I think, man. And there's no telling what you can do with animation, dude, and what style they're gonna go with. We don't even know what style they're gonna do yet. So
is it a good thing that they're going with the Hobbit writers?
No, she wrote everything. She worked on all of them.
Right, but still, I'm a little worried. Well, let me ask you this question first. Are you worried that they're going to try to modernize this too much?
No, I don't think they're going to modernize this. This isn't the Amazon thing. This is the Amazon, like Lord of the Rings. They have nothing. They don't want anything to do with Peter Jackson's like team. Nothing. They don't. Yeah. It's all new people, all new writers. This is actually DNA of the stuff I love. Yeah, The Hobbits, wasn't great, but it still felt like it was in that universe.
It did.
The weapons, the technology, the costumes, the makeup. It still feels like it's the same. Like with Star Wars, like the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy, it still felt like it was the same universe. It was a little bit different because it was cleaner and not as lived in, but still felt the same. Mm-hmm. So I think it's gonna have the same feel, but just in a like a animated version of it. Mm-hmm. And the first Lord of the Rings movies and Hobbit, they were animated.
Right.
That's what got a lot. That's what got me interested when I was a kid. I used to watch it when I was a kid, man. So
yeah. Let me ask you a question. Do you think that it's going to be a good thing that we're exploring more of the Lord of the Rings lore? Because for me, I feel like even like with The Hobbit, and it's a fine addition. I don't mind The Hobbit. It's not the greatest thing on earth, and it's not the greatest trilogy ever, but it's fine and doesn't destroy anything that we already know about the Lord of the Rings. I'm worried, and I want to know if you're worried, that adding more lore, adding like more context to things may take either some of the mystery away, some of the context away, and or maybe screw with what's already been established.
Yes and no. Yeah, I mean, if they're going to have these people that just take over this property and just use it as a cash grab, and it doesn't have any heart, any love, anything that makes that world great to people. If it, then no, I don't. I hope it does succeed. But if they have someone who's like a Filoni that's in charge and loves it and knows it and speaks elf and dwarf and orc and all that, I don't care, dude. If he knows all the name of all the blades in the Middle Earth and he knows how to forge elf steel and all, I don't care. If he knows that, then if someone like that's in charge of these movies, then yes, I want more because it's going to be exactly what I want it to be.
I hope so.
It just depends, dude.
I hope so. It is funny that you did mention that there is an actual elf language that Tolkien wrote.
Dude, there's a college course on. It's called tokenism.
Yeah.
So yeah,
freaking ridiculous.
So if it's someone who loves this stuff impacts people's. I mean, I'm not saying it changes people's lives, but it impacts people's lives. Like Harry Potter and Star Wars and Marvel and DC. Some of these characters mean a lot to these people, man.
Yeah.
If they're made with care and love and respect, then yeah, I'm all for it, dude.
Agreed, man.
Give me some. I love Lord of the Rings. I wish there was more stuff instead of just the games, which I hear are pretty sick. You know,
definitely.
What do you think?
No, Lord of the Rings plays a big part in my life. It's my dad's favorite trilogy, and it's my favorite set of movies of all time. If there was a movie that I had to watch for the rest of my life, it'd be the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I consider it just one big movie because it just flows so well into the next one. It's a very big and important thing that's in my life, and I just don't want them to screw it up. And I've been let down before in the past, especially by Star Wars. And I love Star Wars. I love Star Wars to death, and I've been let down by them. And I don't want them to go down this track. They may not. They may have a Filoni. They may have like some massive passion. They also may be doing a cash grab. So we don't know. We're going to have to kind of figure it out as it goes along. But I am interested, to say the least.
I want to see the voice cast.
Yeah.
And some concept art before I really, because I'm excited, but I still want to see what they're going to work with.
Definitely.
So, Darren, I say yay? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll take it easy. We'll watch.
Yeah, I'll wait. I'll take my Whataburger seal of approval on the side until we actually see it. All right. New Flash symbol. So, apparently the only news we're getting from this movie is just symbols. We've got the Batman symbol 2 weeks ago, and now we got this symbol. It's like, here's a new symbol that you already knew existed. It's like small changes, and that's it.
It looks more like armor, like metal.
It does,
because like the Flash's outfit in the Justice League is more like composite. It's like, what do you say? It's like sand composite or something.
Yeah, it's more flexible for him, and it can like fire resistant.
Yeah, this looks more like it's armor, like metal. So I don't know. It looks cool though.
It does. Do you think that that's kind of hinting? Not hinting, because it's not, because Snyder's universe isn't going to happen anymore. But it's kind of hinting at the fact that when we did see the Flash the first time in Batman v Superman, he was wearing armor, and in the what was it, the very ending of Justice League,
that's like his armor suit where he goes and resets the universe.
Where he goes and resets time. We saw it again in Zack Snyder's Justice League when they had that scene. So maybe they're alluding to that. I don't think they are, but maybe
that's a good point. Hey, but
maybe
it looks really clean though. Like it doesn't look like it's from Mad Max Fury Road. It just looks like
yeah.
Looks like
granted, like the Batman symbol had a really nice jelly stain. Even the jelly stain looked nice. I don't think that's a bad thing.
I think that was blood. I think that was jelly.
I know, but it looked like jelly to me. First time I saw it, like Batman's just eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
I don't know, man. I mean, like I said, Muschietti did a lot when he came on board, and he got this movie going. And Ezra Miller about to quit. He brought him back, and I'm ready to see some footage. Just stop teasing me, man. Stop it. Just shoot your movie, go to work, make something good, and then show us a trailer or a teaser.
Please.
Or something,
I don't even know how that's news. Like, here's the Flash symbol. We all know what it looks like.
It looks like. Come on, man. Show us what we haven't seen.
Here's the Batman symbol with jelly. Again, we've seen that before. Yeah. Just give us some news, dagnabbit. People are showing this online like look at this. It's news.
And Supergirl's going to be in it too, right?
Yeah. They're going to show her symbol next too.
That's right.
They're not going to give us any news.
Supergirl symbol. Oh my god! If that comes out, I'll buy you dinner. Is that cool?
If that comes out, I'm sure. Let's do it.
All right, because that's crazy. If you guessed that, that's awesome.
Muschietti, you better release that. I want some free dinner. I'll take free dinner every day. I'll take free money. I'll take free food over free money any day. That doesn't make any sense. Let's move on because there's nothing else we can talk about that. All right. So Rob Zombie, of all people, is going to be directing a Munsters movie.
Wow.
So the same guy who directed all those crazy, insane serial killer movies is going to be directing a relatively PG movie about Frankenstein and his wife teaching their wolf child morals.
Do you think he would actually try to go PG?
I think he kind of has to, because...
Do you think he has a talent to go PG?
I think he does.
Because this is like out of his... If he's going to go PG, it's out of his box, dude. He's never done anything like that before.
Yeah. So there's this movie starring Jack Black called The House with a Clock in Its Walls, and it's actually a really, really good movie. It's kind of like those. It's kind of like a better version of that Goosebumps movie that came out.
Okay.
But it's a PG movie, but it was directed by freaking Eli Roth.
That's insane, bro.
Yeah, and this man is a gore fest of a director.
That is true. That is very true.
So I think because of this, I think most directors who do those gory movies, who do those brutal movies, they have a soft side. Because some of those people have to stay sane. Yeah. Because there's always this messed up stuff going in your mind and when the stuff you put on screen. But there has to be a soft side of you that keeps you sane.
Of course, yeah, of course, absolutely. Man.
So, do I think he has it in him? Yes, and I do like Rob Zombie. He seems like a really cool guy. I'm not necessarily a big fan of his movies. I like some of his movies. I don't like all, but I think he's a pretty cool guy.
And I watched the Joe Rogan podcast where he was on there. And
me too.
Actually, really funny.
Yeah,
he's really funny,
smart.
Yeah, chill dude, man. Like maybe he can do it. Maybe this is, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe it'd probably be all scary and crazy and demented and
the Munsters rated R. Like what?
Yeah, I don't know. I hope not, man. I hope he. I don't know. I don't know what to think about this, man.
Well, instead of like Frankenstein telling his like wolf son like don't be mean to your sister, instead he's like don't eat the neighbors, and he's actually bringing the head out, and it's like directed by robzombie. Like what are you doing?
It's gonna be like a real live version of Hotel Transylvania.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Adam Sandler's still Dracula. Man, they have to be.
I don't say blah blah blah.
No, Rob Zombie has to keep it PG because that's a PG series.
Or PG-13 maybe. Or
PG-13 at most. They can't go above that. This can't be rated R. This can't be Rob Zombie movie. So I think he has it within him. I think he has the talent because you've seen him in Joe Rogan podcast. Oh, yeah. He's a very knowledgeable person about movie, and he knows a lot about movies.
Dude, and he got where he's at betting on himself, man. Just letting it ride, man. So if he feels like, because he said he didn't really like doing the Halloween movies. Like he felt like he was forced into doing that. It wasn't something he really,
because it was studio work.
Yeah,
this was studio mandated.
Yeah, so this is something he probably wants to do, man. You know, because he hasn't made like a mainstream blockbuster like this in a whole minute.
Yeah,
it's always been smaller films.
Yeah, so there's this kind of small section of filmmakers like Eli Roth, like Rob Zombie, Quentin Tarantino, and Robert Rodriguez. Yeah, that once they're in their own atmosphere and they're able to do what they want, they can make their own movies however they want it, and that from varying degrees can be really good or really bad. But it's interesting to see like these creatives actually like express themselves in different ways, because a lot of these guys are very similar in the way they approach certain medias. They're all very violent. They all do like extreme gore, but they do it in different ways, and they all have different visions. And it's interesting to see that, and it's interesting to see like Quentin Tarantino's version and how he approaches certain subjects, and Rob Zombie, who kind of in some ways is kind of similar to Quentin Tarantino, and he approaches it a completely different way, and that's just how he sees the world, and that's how he sees his side of filmmaking. And he's not dumb. He's not dumb. No,
absolutely not.
He's a very, very smart guy. So it's interesting to see his perspective. So the fact that he's going to be doing this, it may be a stretch for him, but this may be something that he's passionate about, and I think he can do it. I'm pretty interested in seeing this.
I'm I want to see which way he's gonna go, because he could go either way, man, and either way it still could be cool. Yeah, even if it's crazy and gory and scary, it still might be badass, you know.
Yeah. Would you want to see that though?
No, I want to see funny, corny, like hey neighbor, like I see him mowing the grass. He's got like an alligator, and he's mowing the grass like or something, something crazy like that, man. Yeah. And to see him put just like his creepy spin on it, but still be funny, you know.
Yeah. Who would you want to cast?
Oh man, I don't know, man.
The wolf son definitely has to be the guy from Jojo Rabbit, the kid from Jojo Rabbit.
Ooh,
that'd be a great casting. That's not a great sentence, but that'd be a great casting.
I don't know who I get to do. I think his name is Ed Munster, the father.
Yeah, Ed Munster's the father.
I don't know, man. It's got to be someone big, dude, because he's Frankenstein, man.
Adam Sandler, Dracula. Gotta get it.
No, man. I don't say blah, blah, blah. No. I don't know. That'd be kind of cool, though. Honestly,
the more I'm thinking about it, it's stupid. It's really stupid. It wouldn't fit.
But it'd be cool. Yeah, it'd be funny to see him. I don't know, man. That's a good one.
Oh, wait. This may be out there. This may not work at all, but maybe Tom Hanks is the father.
No.
That could be fine.
Maybe.
Because he is older now.
Right.
If he has the makeup on to get a good makeup artist, that could work. That could be fine.
Who would play the mom?
But Tom Hanks being directed by Rob
Angelina
Zombie.
Jolie.
Oh, that would be great.
For the mom?
For the mom would be great. Angelina Jolie would be a perfect casting. Oh, man. Yeah, that could work.
I don't know, man. That's
Clearly,
hard.
neither of us know.
Yeah, that's why we're not casting agents. All right. Next one. I want to see it. I can't wait to see what he comes up with. Like I said, it's
going to be good. Go get him, Rob Zombie.
All right.
All right. Last topic of the day. Masters of the Universe will be coming out rather soon. No, it won't. I actually don't know about
July 23rd thing on Netflix Plus. So get Netflix Plus, everybody.
Gosh, I'm going brain dead.
I'm sorry. Well, the trailer for the hotly anticipated Masters of the Universe cartoon from, producer, director, writer Kevin Smith premiered, and it looked really good, man. I mean, it looked like the old cartoon, but with a new, anime stylish esque on it.
Yeah.
And the color looks good, and everything looks good. But then, I find out on the internet that this story isn't about He-Man. It's about Teela, and that He-Man's only like the first 2 episodes and maybe the last 2 episodes. But it's cool. I'll just watch the first 2 episodes and the last 2 episodes and just cut all the middle out. I don't know, I might watch it all, man. I hope it's good, man. It looks good. They've tried to reboot this movie. I mean, tried to make this movie for the last 20 years, and they've made no progress anywhere with it. And they finally got the cartoon going, and the fans are excited, and I hope it's something the fans can appreciate, though.
Yeah, I love Kevin Smith. I didn't see him being a producer about this. I didn't see him being the showrunner of this. And I honestly don't know anything about Masters of the Universe, so I can't say too much. I will say I do love Mark Hamill as the Skull guy. What's his face? I don't remember his name.
Skeletor. He sounded like freaking. And I love Mark Hamill. I love him. But it sounded like the Joker.
It does.
He's like, I will kill you, Batman. I mean, He-Man. I'm sorry, wrong cartoon. But I don't know, man. Like I said, this stuff it's a property that's just been all over the place and been bought by these people and sold to these people. And like I said, I just want something that's going to be half decently entertaining, man.
That's a pretty low standard. Like, I want something that's half decently entertaining, at least. Just entertain me enough so I can sit on my couch, drink a beer, and that's it.
Because Star Wars, what you call it? He-Man is Lord of the Rings meets Star Wars. It's sci-fi and sci-fantasy combined together.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I hope it's good. It looks really amazing. Like it looks dope. And I've seen the voice cast. Besides Mark Hamill, it's really pretty impressive. They got a lot of people from Game of Thrones and some odd other people subbed it in. So
fill me in. Is He-Man not the star?
He-Man is the star. He's the main protagonist.
Why would it not be all the episodes be about him again?
I don't know, man. I think maybe because they might be trying to go woke.
Of course they are.
I don't know, man. I'm not. I don't know for sure, man. It's just everyone's talking, has their own version of it, version of the story of what's going on. I don't really know. I don't want to say that. I don't.
Yeah.
That's the rumor. I'm gonna wait till it comes out and find out for myself.
Yeah.
I really am, because it looks good to me, and I want to support Kevin Smith. You know what I'm saying? Because he's one of the guys that I'm into film because of him, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I like to watch films, and I became a film buff because of movies that he made, and the kind of creativity he spawns in my own self. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna give it a chance, man. And I'm gonna support my people. Like, it might be horrible, but I'm gonna support it. It's like if Taika Waititi made a horrible movie, I'm still gonna go watch it because I like Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
It just.
We've supported Kevin Smith throughout all his crap films, and he's made a lot of crap films.
Yeah.
I honestly like a lot of his films, probably more than other people. I actually love Clerks 2, minus part of the ending, and you know what part of the ending I'm talking about. And most people who know what I'm talking about,
I'm trying to think which, because there's a lot of bad things that happen in the end of that movie.
It's the worst. It's the worst thing. It's the worst thing that happens in that movie. Everyone knows what the worst thing is, and it's the thing that I just like. I don't get behind that at all. The rest of it I like, but I'm just not getting behind.
I didn't like Tusk. I thought Tusk was horrible.
Oh, Tusk was crap.
Oh my god! And then Red State, I guess, was okay.
It wasn't bad.
And then Yoga Hosers or whatever it was called.
That was garbage.
That was
his worst film. That was his worst film.
Dude, man.
It was ridiculous.
So, I mean, he's... And then Jay and Silent Bob reboot was kind of disappointing, man. He's due for... He needs to have something solid, man, you know?
Does he have it with him? Because it seems like with his last few movies, he's just doing it for fun, which is fine.
Yeah.
But why? I don't understand why you can't just make a good film at the same time. Like, you can still have fun and make a good film.
So, I don't know, man. I hope he, turns it around and gets a good show going, man. It'd be kind of cool to see.
Yeah. This is clearly something that he's passionate about. He clearly grew up on this, and he clearly has a passion for it. When you see him talking about it, he's really like, I mean, Kevin Smith, that's who he is in general. He's always very animated and very vocal about the things that he's very passionate about.
And even if you aren't a fan of it, you can still find love for that and respect for the property you're working on. Because I'm sure a lot of people who work on properties and they say they are, but they really aren't. But that doesn't mean you can't have a good time and make a good product. You really can. You know what I'm saying? So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I hope he does good. And again, I'll always love Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith's the best. And Clerks 2, Clerks 1, a few of his other movies are good.
Let me see.
I mean, that's how like you were saying.
Clerks 1, Dogma.
Never seen Dogma.
Oh my God. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back. I love. I don't care who.
Zack and Mary Make a Porno. That was amazing. That was one of his funny. Yeah.
Oh, what was the one with the chick? That doesn't narrow down at all. But
yeah, Jersey Girl.
Not Jersey Girl.
Jersey Girl. He was the reason that Bennifer won.
Chasing
Amy.
Chasing Amy.
That was good too. That was good too. Yeah, he had some good ones. Not Cop Out.
No, don't talk about Cop Out.
Yeah, like I hope this is at least good for his his career. Something he can notch in the belt he can be proud of.
Yeah.
So,
fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Don't suck. All right, that is going to be it for the Zilla Boy.
Oh, and before we go, I just want to say big ups to my boys Peter, Ricky, Cameron, and Stephanie, and Sir Dada and Big Heaven for inviting me out to the show this weekend at Doc's Records in Fort Worth. Had an amazing time listening to some really good music and had some free beer, which was awesome. I bought some art for the studio and this really cool shirt that has their band's name on it. So,
nice, man.
So I want to say thanks, guys. And it was a cool, I think it was National Record Store Dance.
National Record Store Dance.
On Saturday. Well, last Saturday, not this Saturday.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, big ups to y'all, man.
Yeah, what's the name of their band again?
Sir Dada, and the other one that Peter's in is Big Heaven.
Okay, yeah. Sir Dada and Big Heaven. Check them out.
Check them out.
Peter Marsh, y'all are great. All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening to the Zilla Boys podcast. If you haven't done this already, like and subscribe down below. Click the notification bar. And if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, download our podcast and check out our other sites. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for our 91 subscribers. And that is it. I spilled coffee on my pants. Let's get out of here. Ernesto.
Roll those crazy, buddy. See y'all later, guys. 5, 4, 3...